we're back again. Clicked in, same crew, same friend. DJ Cryptomatic in the chair, Papa Boner, we on air. Hey, 4 years, same thumbnail picture. Chat scrolls fast as the crew rolls richer. Late nights, charge bright, Pulsechain dreams on a budget life. I was lost in a sea of maybe. Found this show, now the game don't faze me. What the hex? We've been here a minute. Same bad jokes, new blocks every visit. Hey, you guys, it's yellow with the fam. Click that link, let it run, let it jam. What the heck? From the first weird stream to a pulse chain pop in a bull run dream. We don't flex, we just press go live. What the hex? What the hex? We thrive. Papa Boner with the treasure reminders. Replay crew in the comments laughing. I was right here when that clip was captured. Timestamp legends, inside mentions. OGs teaching all the fresh extensions. Toby won the technical analysis guru. Fractals on display, showing the way. Peter from Slovakia. Frustration in the mix, but we push through, no time for tricks. What the heck? We've been here a minute. Same bad jokes, new blocks every visit. Hey, you guys, it's yellow with the film. Click that link, let it run, let it jam. What the heck? From the first weird stream to a post chain pop in a bull run dream. We don't flex, we just press go live. What the hex? What the hex? We thrive. We live. Hey, you guys, is it? Ultra slow on that final beat. Crew forever, can't be beat. What the hex? Yeah, that's our call. Pulsechain family, we stand tall. Prove X, what the hex?
What the hex is you guys talking about?
When Bob's.
We've got dads, we've got Mr. Boner. Like, we've got a guy named Pop a Boner, and he's really smart as well. Crypto security fans, obviously, you know, also don't go Paris, France. Hey, just watch my juicy news, okay?
I'm going up and to the right.
Hello, Cell Pressure. How are you today? Whining and crying and complaining while pressing Cell?
Har. Har. Heart, mate. Heart. Heart.
What the hex is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
I like you guys.
So funny. And that's what happens when you're honest. You have the facts on your side. You know, there's a lot of people out there that aren't honest. They say a lot of things that aren't true. They mislead you. A lot of people that launch coins suck, and a lot of coins that launch suck, which is why I don't talk about many coins. Very, very few. I don't like to talk about many coins because so many of them are garbage. But that's life. You know, so many outfits that you could wear suck. So many things you could say suck. You really have to curate, you know? That's why DJs exist. They play music that's good.
Having goals that are too large and sampled slowly is not smart. Having goals that are small and sampled quickly is smart. You get faster rewards.
What the hex?
What the
What a price.
hex?
What a day to be in Pulsechain land.
We did it. We win.
So we got half the community capitulating right now. Iran on the brink of war. Prince Andrew has been arrested in the UK.
Finally!
The first time a member
We did it.
God.
first time a member of the royal family has been arrested since the 1700s. Like this never happens.
Get the guillotine.
Took too long.
Off
It
with
was
the-
my thought. Maybe if he was French, but
Yeah, no, the British.
What are the charges?
Don't guillotine like that. Yeah. Well, the charges are fumbling the ball.
Fumbling the bags?
Undisclosed documentation.
Oh.
And we have Hexgeta, the return of
Hexgeta.
Hexgeta to the What the Hex show.
Yeah. Pleasure to
Welcome
be here.
back.
Thanks for inviting me. Yeah.
With breaking news today. Breaking news. He said hundreds of hours of development time for this new project, which is called
Agora X.
Yes.
Agora X.
AgoraX.win. Yeah, so excited to launch it. Been working hard on it with my partner Timehaven. You may know him. Yeah,
Yes.
you may know him
Tom
from
Hagen?
close enough. Yeah,
He's quite the Salieri.
Watch it, Papa B. He's in the chat.
Consigliere.
yeah, he's in the chat.
In the chat.
But he put in work as well. Like he wrote the Solidity code. I worked on the front end, and yeah, really proud of the final result. It's like a full kind of suite, limit order, on-chain limit order suite. Yeah, completely trustless, peer-to-peer, low fees, like some of the lowest fees of any DEX on Pulsechain, 0.2% paid by the seller. So for buyers, it's like really sweet. Buyers don't pay anything, and they experience zero slippage on the orders because it's like an OTC style contract. So yeah, like really excited about it, and hopefully.
So it's all about limit orders, trustless, and you listen to Peter's complaints over the years, right? With that we have no limit orders. That's really
Give us
the
a
main.
sample, Peter. Give us
Yeah, I haven't heard the full.
it's
I haven't
not
heard the full
about
thing.
the limit orders. It's about
Oh, it's getting more philosophical now.
No, it really is. It's about the founder doing something like, you know.
Why does everyone keep asking me for limit orders?
Yeah, right.
Yes, that's what he would say.
Yes.
Yeah,
So Hexgeta said,
that I
"Fuck it, I'm
forgot that
just
he
gonna
needs to
do
dress
it."
like a clown, eat expensive food. Yeah, I forgot about that he does that for us.
Yeah, but in contrast, we're wearing the same shirts that were given to us lovingly by Pulsican-Store.com.
Oh, and we hit the new all-time low, by the way, as we started the stream.
Yes.
On all
Thank you.
changes.
Thank you.
It's not Richard's fault. It's the sell pressures.
Well, but when people don't have the confidence to hold, then another 10% from the previous all-time low. That's awesome.
Nice.
It's great.
it's
great
pretty-
products. The code works. I like it.
We're
Jesus
locked in.
Christ,
We're
what
good.
the fuck.
Yeah. Hey, Hexgeta, certainly your project must have had a sacrifice or a duct-taped token associated to it.
No.
How can we buy? Is there a pre-sale? How can I make monies with the tokens?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite features about it, actually. Like there is no token associated with the dApp. It's just like full utility, and there's no like way to get rich off it, which is cool. And yeah, no sacrifice. We didn't raise any money for this. I spent like $2,000 on kind of developing it, hundreds of hours, like in putting the front end together. So just like a lot of time on my side. But yeah, so you can just build things, guys, and you don't really need a sack for it. So yeah.
Exactly, and that's another project who is proof, living proof for that. Before we jump into Agora X Win and look at the site, let me say hi to the chat really quick. We have about 30-40 people watching already right now. We're live on the X, live on Twitch. Can you guys follow us on Twitch? We have like 18 followers on our Twitch channel, which is absolutely terrible. I don't think everybody here streaming even follows that channel. So please follow up. We have Avalon first. Tam is a close second. You Mater, number 3. Time Haven. There we go. Co-founder for Agora X.
Haven.
Good to see you in the chat. Hex, Mr. Narcomescu is back on the channel. We got Hex 647 with the Wen Bobs. Half Maillard, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Always supporting, always restreaming our shows. There's retweeting our show announcement. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Who else is here? Maddie Lambo, Maloha.
Hello.
Ben Scott, tuning in on the Twitch side. So you see we actually have people over there watching, which is nice. We got a Wookiee on the chain. Tam Hexican at work, listening with my earbuds. So that's the challenge for today. We have to make Tam, Papa B, you're good at this. We have to make her like laugh out loud because she's working on a patient getting the tooth sand washed down.
Okay.
And
right.
while she's secretly listening to the show, so we have to like.
Here's a Tam. Listen closely. Listen closely. Your third patient today is a 16-year-old boy, and he has a crush on you because you're so beautiful. And to make sure that he has a long time in your chair, he's eaten an entire rail of Oreos before he's come in to see you. So it takes extra time to be with you. And that boy is me. Yahoo!
Alan Fizame showing up. Alan Fizame is actually a What the Hex Supra member. And we have 2 What the Hex Supra member. They're in our paid course. The other one is Orion. Thank you for the support every month. It really helps to offset the channel costs. So if you're liking the content, you can become a Hex Supra member. You get nothing for it, but besides a special place in our heart and some free emotes that you can use on YouTube. All right, so Agora X Win. Shall we share your chart? That's probably best, but I lost your screen share, Hexgeta. Oh, there it is.
Just started the screen share. Yeah, let me know if you can see.
Wait. Before we get going,
yes,
we know Hexgeta. Hexgeta, who is your partner in more detail, and why should we be inclined to trust not just you but your partner too? Yeah. What kind of, before we see the beauty that is your project, what, I know that you've done right by the community. You've never asked for anything from them. I enjoy your portfolio tracker. I enjoy everything about what you do.
PLScharts.com, yes.
PLScharts.com is freaking supreme. I've got it on 2 monitors. I cry to it every night. And
hey, it shows HSI stakes now.
HSIs, it shows all of the schedule.
Both chains.
Yep, I use it to keep track of my stakes. I mean, it's an all-in-one beautiful thing. So that's good. So, I think you've earned your place in the pantheon of beautiful creators. But tell us about your partner and this new project too.
Yeah, well, Time Haven, we've been working together. We actually worked together quite a bit on Pulse charts as well.
Oh, okay.
He helped me a lot there. He's like a really, really smart on-chain analyst. And he's also been around for a long time. Maybe he's not on your radar, but he's been putting together a lot of the league kind of screenshots. I don't know if you've seen those floating around, but he's been doing that for years.
The fish leagues, yes.
He's in Telegram helping people. He's like the main mod in the Maximus Telegram nowadays. So yeah, check him out on Twitter. He's a solid guy. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, if you want to place your trust in us, the contract is fully verified and it's published, so you can do an audit yourself on the contract. and see if it checks out. And if you're inclined to take us, to trust us on this project, then yeah, go ahead and use the dApp. If not, then don't. But it's as simple as that.
That was one of the key questions, actually. How trustless is it? Like, if we put in a limit order on the DEX, the coins kind of have to stay somewhere. Are they then in your wallet, or where do the coins or the funds?
They're locked in the smart contract.
How does that work? Yeah.
They're locked in the smart contract, and we don't have access to those funds whatsoever. Each order is a unique kind of instance. So it's actually kind of a neat safety feature that like V2 liquidity, doesn't have, where, if someone compromises a liquidity pool or one token in a liquidity pool, then it puts everyone who's providing liquidity, it puts them at risk. If you saw Mark Cuban's kind of whole fiasco where he was like dabbling in Titan or whatever it was, one coin goes to zero and then you end up with all of that coin. This, like, each order is distinct and we don't have access to any of that. It's like completely trustless. That you deposit your coins into the smart contract, you receive a kind of a receipt token, which is not tradable, called AGX, and only that receipt token can then be used to then redeem the proceeds from the trade.
Okay.
And when you create your trade, you have a set of conditions that you input into the contract, and those conditions are the amount of the sell token you would like to sell and the amount of buy tokens, because you can actually have more than one. I don't know if you can see my screen here, but I can kind of walk you through it.
Yes, we can see that.
Perfect. Yeah. So, for example, in this marketplace table, you can see that there's a sell order for EHEX being placed, and the two accepted coins are eDesi and eMaxi. So the person who comes across this order, and if you decide to go ahead and buy this order, you can then decide whether you would like to fulfill using eMaxi or whether you would like to fulfill using eDesi. And the price is calculated based on the limit order price is based on the ratio between the amount of tokens that you've put up for sale and the amount of tokens that you're asking for. So you get the exact amount. Like, there's no slippage. It's the exact amount, and it's impossible for the contract to give you less than what you decided when you created the order. There's just a small fee for the seller of 0.2% when the order is completed, and that's deducted from the tokens that you're asking for. So if
Isn't this almost like an OTC situation in a way?
It is. It's like, it is an OTC
marketplace, basically.
Marketplace, but it works in the same way as limit orders. So on-chain limit orders, they work in an identical way as OTC orders do, which is pretty cool.
So that's then an instance of a smart contract which remains on chain. So and I have to commit what is it here, 41,100 hex, EHEX.
Yeah.
And they stay in there, and if I want them out again, either that contract gets filled and I get the Desi and the Maxi, or I cancel the whole thing and then I get my EHEX back, right?
Let me take you over to the marketplace so that you can
wait, hold on a second before we continue. I'm already confused.
That's pretty cool. I love it.
Because I'm stupid, but the idea is this is an OTC mechanism with its own walled garden pool. How does it establish price outside of the walled garden? Is it depending on?
It doesn't establish price. No.
So it's depending on arbitrage that happens naturally and organically through people just putting up OTCs.
Yeah. Like, if I come across this offer, like, just imagine you don't see the dollar values here, right? Like, you're just seeing like raw units. If I fancy this offer, then I can fulfill it, and we have no like Oracle dependencies, like no price dependencies on other dexes or whatever, and I can take this order. I have added the dollar values just to, you know, make it a bit more user-friendly. I'm using the Dex Screen API for that, but you should take that with a pinch of salt, because, you know, a lot of the tokens that people like to trade on OTC by their very nature are low liquidity. So the actual market price feed can be can be inaccurate if there's like $100 of liquidity or whatever. But I've added that dollar context there for you just to kind of eyeball and compare. But as far as the contract's concerned, it has no idea what the dollar values are of any of these tokens. It's just like units.
Okay, but if you for example sell 1 million hex for 1 million USDC.
Oh yeah.
Then you're establishing that on the. I'm getting ahead of course what you're showing us, and I look forward to seeing it. But I'm just I need to know exactly what the mechanism was. It is its own little space. So if anybody says, "Hey, does anybody have an OTC deal? I'm offering this for that," then they go here and put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
And that establishes. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So that's getting a bit deeper. You're right, and not to confuse people, but like if this platform does, you know, pick up traction, and you know, there's like 100 or 1,000 orders for EHEX to, you know, EDESI, that kind of combination of tokens on the sell and buy side, then you have like 1,000 data points, you know, and then you have your own order book, and you have your own kind of source of truth for what price is. Like if everyone is putting bids at like minus 20% to the market price on DESI or Maxi or whatever, and there's like no liquidity elsewhere, then maybe Agorex is the best price feed, you know?
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. So.
And sorry, one more thing before we begin to really deep dive. Why do you think we've never had true, you know, something like this before? Why have we not had, you know, a virtual limit order system or OTC desk? Why have we not had it before? Is it by design, or is it simply that it was too difficult to get a head around, or why do you think?
I think a lot of the limit order attempts that are on chain had a duct taped on token that had mechanics surrounding it, which kind of forced you to participate in that token or hold that token. That's part of it. And then the second part is they launched with very restrictive whitelists. So, you know, you could sell maybe any token, but then on the buy side, you could only purchase like a list of 10 tokens. You know, and they would usually be the most liquid tokens like Pulse, Pulsex, Inc. And it's just like, but I want to buy the illiquid stuff. Like that's why I want to do the on-chain OTC stuff, because I want to buy the really illiquid stuff. And I think those whitelists were put in place on launch because often the fee is, you know, the fee that is used by the dev team is like deducted from one of the sides, and one of the sides needs to have kind of enough liquidity. Like say a whitelist is applied where you can only purchase Pulsex Inc., right? They have enough liquidity where the fee, say it's like a 1% fee or whatever, the dev team or whatever, they can sell the Pulsex and Pulse into DAI to pay their devs, right? So the fact that you have a lot of overhead that needs to be kind of covered, that needs to be paid for by the fees, is another reason why we haven't kind of seen success in this space before. And what we have done, which is a bit different, is we've kept the fees so low because...
Is that Richard's calling, by the way?
Yeah, I have like different people calling me. Let me just turn my phone off.
Customer service department, you need.
Yeah.
Everybody calls you.
I got filled.
But yeah, so we're fortunate in the sense that we have like very low overhead as I mentioned, we spent $2,000 or so plus our own time.
Nowadays, that's a lot, by the way. Thank you very much.
It is, yeah. It's not, you know, chump change for sure. But
it's like 200 million pulse or something. It's a lot. But hold on, like that's an OTC marketplace. My pleb understanding of limit orders was always I set a limit order at the all-time lows of Hex, and should it by miracle wick down to that price, my order would get filled. Where's this part?
So that is I mean, that can happen here as well.
Okay.
If it makes sense for either a normal user to do that, if they're browsing our front end, then they can do that. Or if bots, like people have bots set up where they're checking different marketplaces and they see that Agora X is like mispriced, you know, then they'll arbitrage that and fill your order there. And then the third kind of one is like if aggregators take advantage of Agora X's contract, that because the buys are free and there's no slippage, if they see that that route is the cheapest, because it is, like it is the cheapest DEX right now, 0.2%, and 0 fee on buy, and then it should be a no-brainer for aggregators to take advantage of that, and you would get automatically filled. And it doesn't get unfilled like V3, which is awesome. Like, you know, with V3, you set your kind of position and it's like razor thin, and then it like goes through and then back through. And you're like, oh shit, I forgot to check it. Well, this only works one way. So if you get filled, you see this fill status here. If you get filled 10% or 50% by a user, then that can't be unfilled, and then you can just come and collect your proceeds whenever you like. So it does work like that. Some of the other kind of limit order platforms on like Ethereum, like Matcha and stuff, they use off-chain order books. So it's kind of like a black box in terms of how they're fulfilling orders, and like you can't verify these limit orders. This is 100% on-chain, and you know, that's, and they have like more volume, right? So, you know, there are like bots like screening and Matcha for all the orders and stuff. So this is 100% on-chain, and the OTC model is the kind of main way of doing that. It's kind of inspired by the 0x contract. So
it seems like you would really want to entice, once bots kind of get in there and play their ARB games, you've got more volume and you've got a better, more accurate, like closer spread effectively in your order book. Is that what I'm reading into it? It's like you want to encourage bots, you don't want to discourage bots to come in.
Yeah, like more bots the merrier. Like if we can make it like really efficient, like for bots to really take advantage of it, you'd need like thousands of orders, and they would need to be closer to the market price for them to like see an opportunity to make some money.
Right.
But you as a user, it would be an amazing experience, right? Like to be filled within a few hours or a few days, like you are on Matcha, by a bot that has, you know, seen the price move and then taken advantage of that, and then you experience no slippage. You just set the price, and it's, you know, it's kind of, should be I'm really excited about it. So please come.
I can tell your voice, your posture, your face. You're very excited. Oh, there you go. Okay, that's good. That's better.
It's focused. Let's keep it focused.
So you can kind of see, I mean, one of the features that we have here is you can accept multiple tokens. So there's this kind of PDI maxi right here who is trying to sell his PDI for $1.
Of course.
And they're willing to
Peter is impressed.
Retarded community. I'm sorry. I'm just retarded people around here.
Yeah, I know, Peter.
Yeah. So you can see, so there's that example there, and it's like 108,000% above the market price. So maybe not the best deal right now as a buyer, but for the seller, it would be a really sweet deal if you took that. And looking at another example like Hex right here, you can see that they're selling $270 of Hex and they want $315 of base, right? So again, it's more of an aggressive kind of, they want more base than they would otherwise be able to get at the current market prices. So that is a limit order that's set, above the market price for base.
In my household, all we do is free base. Lots of free basing.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
So moving
nowadays. Moving on. We got 60 people watching live. So that's the main functionality here. You said.
Yeah. That's the core functionality.
Yes. So what you expect to get for whatever you're trying to sell. But you say for this to like really kick in, it would be good if aggregators, rush through that, and that would then result in quicker order filling. Correct? Yeah.
Have you talked to any aggregators?
Well, we need to speak to Brandon from Rex to Riches. He's actually coming on the show next week. We can ask him right there.
Wait a minute. Wait, I didn't approve this.
I did.
We don't have any gingers on this program.
Of course we do. It's my friend.
Oh my god.
So he's coming next week. We can ask him right there. But somebody like Petiers and these big ones.
I've DM'd them. We're in talks about partnering. It's just a lot of the dexes are kind of working on their own version of limit orders. So
right.
But it makes sense to route through Agora X, like because of the fees.
And then the 0.2% fees are collected from what? From
the buy token, the tokens that you're buying, only when the order is fulfilled. So it's kind of technically not risk-free because you have smart contract risk, of course, but from a financial perspective, it's very low risk. The fees, if I can go over them, there's 100 pulse listing fee, which is just spam protection, basically, to stop people from spamming up the contract with orders. So 100 pulse listing fee, and then there's a 0.2% fee deducted from the seller's received tokens, the tokens that they're buying, and only when it's completed. So until it's completed, you can cancel at any time. So if I go over to the marketplace, you can kind of see someone has canceled this order already. So there's like different statuses. There's 6 orders currently active. Orders can also expire, kind of like your typical limit orders on Matcha or whatever. Like you can set it for 90 days, 360 days, 5 years. It can be extended quite down the road. Completed orders, no orders completed yet. But if
wait, how far out can we keep the order open?
I would need to double check the exact number, but it's like 50 years or like 500. I can't remember.
That's just like enough.
Years. Yeah, it's for all intents and purposes, it's enough time. Like
I've only got 30 years left on this earth, so I might as well place that limit order now.
Can you speak more on security, because that's, I think, played a big part in all of your developing here with the EVM bot attacks and all of that? Because just today, there was this news that's making the rounds that, with the AI and OpenClaw and all that, the main usage of what has been done with that seems to be scanning Ethereum smart contracts now for possible vulnerabilities and exploiting them. What I've seen is sort of a white hacker in a white hacker fashion, giving suggestions how to fix it. But of course, criminals are just around the corner. They can probably adapt those techniques. What are you, as someone that knows smart contracts, what do you think about all this, and what have you done here to protect yourselves?
We've added a bunch of neat little safety features in there. There's the MEV and flash loan protection, which is there's like a cooldown period after you create the order or extend an order, and that prevents flash loan attacks from coming in. You're protected as well, as I mentioned before, like from having like a massive common pool. Like some other contracts, they have like a massive TVL in a single pool, like a liquidity pool, for example, and then that becomes kind of an attack honeypot for people to try and get into certain liquidity pools with like different exotic tokens in there. But because the orders are distinct, that we kind of mitigated that risk there. The anti-spam protection, as I mentioned. There is a safety feature which we implemented actually, where you can, if you have a multi-trade order, let me go to the marketplace, a multi-token order, if one of the tokens for whatever reason gets blacklisted, so for example on Pulsechain that is like a very real possibility, like if say EUSD, or maybe not ESD, that's not the best example, but if someone took control of like the maker contract or one of these contracts that were forked over from Ethereum, and for whatever reason blocked Agora X and blacklisted us and their token from being used on the platform, and you have an open position where you accept these tokens, and you can only withdraw one token from the order if you like. So it's not like a requirement to withdraw everything. So you can select, okay, I'll only withdraw the proceeds from Emaxi. And some other contracts, you're forced to accept both tokens, but if it's blocked, then you get an error. And so that becomes like a vulnerability for you as a user, because say you have $1 million in Hex listed and you're accepting 500,000 in EDESI and Emaxi, and EDESI gets blacklisted, then you can't withdraw any of your proceeds, even the Emaxi, which hasn't been blacklisted. So the ability to select individual tokens to claim proceeds from, that was like a safety consideration. There's no KYC, no data collection. We don't know anything about you. Completely on chain.
And there are limit orders, admin keys. That's what I read, but you need to have them to, I think, rather protect the system, right?
There are admin keys, but I mean, it's like which functions can those admin keys actually call, and you can read the code. Like we have the contract in our docs, and you can have a look at which functions they can call, and there are a few write functions that can be called to update the fee amount, so that 0.2% can be changed. But one safety kind of consideration that we added in there was that if you made an order with a 0.2% fee, that is grandfathered for the entire length of the order. So say you have a 50-year order,
right,
and you created that order when the fee was 0.2%. It's not going to be a bait and switch and like, oh, now it's 1%. No, you're locked in at the 0.2%. And so that was another safety consideration. You can also, the keys can pause the contract, but you can still withdraw proceeds. So like you can verify that in the contract as well. There's like no risk of your funds being locked in on a pause. So
because that is always the concern, right? That admin keys can fiddle with the funds, but that is not the case. You have an audit on the contract, and and the code is immutable like Hex, so nobody can go back in and change anything.
It's immutable. The pause function was just as a safety kind of consideration as well, just in case there was any kind of any malicious actor or any issue with the contract. We could pause it and the exploit could stop, and users would still be able to withdraw everything from their order. So it's kind of a safety feature.
Awesome. So you followed the Richard Hart ethos of you want to see something built on the chain, you
Yeah.
do it.
Yep.
Which is pretty awesome. I like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Peter, any questions, any concerns, we need to poke some holes in this. You're looking skeptical. Anything you don't like?
He doesn't like
Price
anything.
action.
Yeah, price action. Ah,
But that's a true OTC marketplace. You can
Good.
I like to sell 100,000 hex for 100,000 maxi, and if somebody wants to do that, then that order can be filled. Maybe it's a good deal for one or the other person. There's Toby. I think Toby had a few more questions concerning security, but I think we answered that already, right? I don't know, Toby, if you've been listening.
Good job, DJ. You covered it. Yeah, I was just curious because it's like hello. First of all,
Hello.
Hexgeta, big fan. Good to see you doing some new cool stuff. Always a supporter of your work. I think you are one of the best and brightest in the community. So
Thank you so much.
sir.
That's true.
But like I was a big proponent of using per RH Matcha XYZ back in the day when we were only on Ethereum. Used it extensively for most of my purchasing.
Me too.
And one of the things I really enjoyed about that is that your coin stayed in your wallet until the time of execution. So I just wasn't sure exactly, but I think you covered that with DJ. I was listening as I was running around doing some other things.
It doesn't stay in your wallet now.
Right.
It's custodied by the smart contract.
Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, everything else, it seems like you guys covered very thoroughly. And yeah, I mean, it seems like this is like many things in crypto. It's all adoption. So hopefully more people become aware of it. Because it's, one of the things I loved about just your standard type of limit order is if the price got pushed down, some whale dumps, we're getting ready to look at the charts. We'll get to see some of that in real time. Then, you can set those limit orders down there to catch those wicks. So it's a little different in that regard because if those orders aren't there to offset what you're trying to do, then they don't match up. But still, I think it's a viable tool, and I will definitely be looking into playing around with it.
I guess it depends a bit on liquidity as well. Like I remember placing limit orders on Matcha for like some exotic, like low liquidity tokens like eMaxi and eDeci and stuff like that. And they were so low liquidity that even if the price went below my limit order, bots didn't fill them. Like,
yes,
because it just didn't make sense for them, like when they took into account the kind of P&L of taking the trade and then the slippage of selling the the spread was just not big enough for them, probably because of the liquidity. So it does, even though it's kind of like limit orders are zero slippage, like the bots have to sell it somewhere and make a spread on it. So you are still affected by the low liquidity of the coin if you're relying on bots.
Awesome.
Yep. I noticed that as well with Matcha. That there'd be times where it's like, wait a minute, it's like my strike price hit. It's like, why didn't this fill? And then and it was because and then I finally figured out a calculation. Part of it was the fee structure and I had a little spreadsheet that I would use, and it's like, okay, it actually has to move this much beyond my price to even have a chance of filling. And then if you have liquidity issues on top of it, good luck, So exactly. I saw many times there'd be a wick right through my limit order and back up, and none of mine filled. I'm like, what the hell? So so there's pros and cons, and to all of it. But it's like, I think generally speaking, like a tool like this and proper, traditional limit orders are going to be a good thing to help stabilize the price going forward. Because I'm sure there's lots of people that want to buy, the blood, but they're waiting. And if they can set it and forget it, that would give a lot of stability, I think, to the market. And we're just, we're getting there. This is a step toward that.
Yeah. So guys, check this out. This is kind of funny. Like according to Agora X, our average price of PDAI is actually close to $1.
$1.
Yeah.
So we made
everybody's trying to sell
the pegging right here on the show. That's
so one person could fill up $1 worth, and it would be $1.
Thank God there's no Oracle connected here.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. And so we've already doubled since lunchtime today. We already doubled the volume on here, so that's pretty amazing. Because it was like 250, 300 in the morning. Now we're looking at 600. People in the chat here are saying they're trying it out and posting orders already, which is pretty cool. So we just need to get the word out and give this more adoption. Crypto Coffee retweeted you today, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, you need to hop on some more people's channels and do some,
Get the word out,
promo. Any words on PLS charts? Is there anything you can share? Any recent updates to the amazing portfolio tracker?
Yeah. We made a bunch
Since
of changes.
we have you here.
Yeah, since I last came on, I think I made quite a few changes actually.
Yeah.
So I added, so there's the HSI support. So
which is now on both chains, so Ethereum and Pulsechain.
Yep.
They do show. Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and check it out, pulsecharts.com/portfolio. And then what you can do is just paste your addresses in there. And then what I have is just make sure if you want to specifically do the HSIs, go to settings. So the pencil settings, and then turn on include maxi and HSI stake data. And then you will get the advanced view, which is not just your solo stakes. You'll get the solo stakes plus the HSIs plus the pool stakes, and you'll then also get a total. So as far as I know, it's one of the best places to get like an overview of all of your different hex staking positions in one place, like in terms of the dollar value. So,
and the maxi pool, that would be in pool stakes, right? Calculated based by how many tokens you own.
You can
that gives you the T-shares then, right? Because that's not really a stake. You just hold that liquid.
You can toggle, so that's a setting actually. You can toggle that on and off. You can either use the stake backing, so 1.6 hex or 2 hex or whatever it is, or you can turn it off and use you can see it drops down 139,142. So if you use the market price because it's currently under the backing, then you're treating it as a liquid token, and it actually disappears from the hex stake area when you do that, and it appears under the token balances area, so as a lower dollar value. So whether you want to see it as like a liquid token or whether you want to treat it as a long-term hex stake, that's up to you. Another thing that I've added since we last spoke, I don't know if I showed this to you, but include more tokens. If you turn that on, then an extended whitelist is then added to your portfolio with like 400 plus tokens. It does increase the load time a bit, but if you have more exotic tokens, then that's worth turning on.
How do you decipher though what is a scam and what isn't? or can you not?
I've used my best judgment. It is just like a constants file in the back end, so I've used my best judgment to select the tokens which I think are not scams, but like it is a lot of tokens there. So
let's say you have a legit project going which is not in there. Can people then ask to be added, or
they can ask to be added. They can either ask to be added, or what you can also do is you can, once you turn this on, you can go over to tokens and you can change over from auto scan to manual overrides.
Oh, so I can add my own.
You can add your own tokens. So if you're a founder, or if you just launched a token, or if you like a token which I haven't included, you can just add it yourself and start tracking it, which is pretty awesome.
You see, Papa B, that's how you can add the B9 token.
B9 was already added to auto. I don't want to go back to manual.
No, but that's very cool, especially for new stuff that just, came out. And awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we also have You can also add liquidity like LP tokens there. So if you have LP tokens, which I haven't included, I've added a lot of them, but if you have LP tokens with a contract address, so maybe not the PHUX style liquidity, but if they have a typical V2 style token that you can trade, you can paste that liquidity pool token address as well, which is pretty cool. Not just normal. I mean, they're PRC20 tokens anyway, so they behave the same and they have a price associated with them.
We have a question here from one of our Polish viewers. He asks, will HSI stakes be included when they are done with the actuator protocol? That must be one of Crispy Man's listeners too.
Yeah.
He is pushing that
man.
heavy.
He is,
I actually don't know what the difference would be.
I don't know. Yeah, I need to have a look into that. I don't know how that works, whether the actuator contract makes them and the wallet doesn't make them, then it may be one step removed from the user. So yeah, I need to look into that.
Okay.
Yeah, liquidity pools. How are we doing on time? I can go on.
We still have Peter.
The charts are terrible. So that's going to be a quick run through.
Five more minutes if you can,
we'd
and
like
then
to know about liquidity pools.
We run through the all-time lows on Pulsechain. I cannot wait.
I would much rather talk about this.
We even below my entry point of 46 cents on Ink. Like this is now 37. Look here.
Wow.
Damn,
that's crazy. Yeah, go ahead and check out.
Can I save you time, Toby? Here's the chart. It's just a straight.
Yeah.
we
Awesome.
are. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
No, but if you want to wrap up, so any major update that we haven't touched?
I mean, the last one that I'll mention is the liquidity pool tracking. So I automatically track all of the main liquidity pools. So that's PHUX, 9mm, 9-inch, PulseX V1, V2. So if you turn that on in the settings, again, it's like a little toggle. It makes the whole UI load a bit slower, and I don't want to do that for everyone, but if you are providing a lot of liquidity across different platforms, then you are able to see them all listed out here, which is pretty nice with your percentage share of the pool as well. And this guy is really, really going ham.
What about validating?
That's done like manually, but you can set that. Like if you have 5 validators, then it includes that.
You just put the number and then that adds to your portfolio. That is cool. Okay. So you see, it's all in the numbers, you guys.
I love it. I love it when you're learning something that we've all known for like a year.
Oh, nice.
Hey, better late than never, right? I learn stuff all the time, new stuff. That's old. I learn new old stuff all the time.
I'm forgetting things and relearning them, and I love it.
Dude, for real.
Android 369 says, I'm here for the tech. I thought that is Fast Abdul's word, but all right. Okay, so well, thank you very much. That's all very, very cool. Yeah. Get the alpha here on the show, you guys. So please go. Ooh, now I'm on the big screen. So please go to agorax.win or to no, that's not right. This is how we are. Or plscharts.com. Links are down in the description. Not of AgoraX Win. I'm sorry, because that just literally broke or went live this afternoon, right? Today is launch day of that new OTC trading desk. So it's an exclusive here on the show.
But I'm sorry, wait. Did we get to see the order book itself? Is there an interface where we can see the order book?
Yeah. Briefly showed it. You know, when I mentioned the PDI price, that's pretty much the order book.
We can't see offers and sells real time type of thing going.
Yeah.
We did see it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry. I was disconnected during that.
This is when you were disconnected. Exactly.
Yeah.
Here.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there
It's
it
on
is
the
again.
stats
Beautiful.
page. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see each of the different prices that the accepted token is at. And yeah, if you had buys on, they would appear on the other side in green. We don't have them yet, but this is the
But it's
Funny how
real
that
time, or
works.
do you have to like refresh to get the? Do you have to keep refreshing, or does it like show real time?
No, it will be in real time. It's just there haven't been, that many
Any
orders.
buys? Okay, that's beautiful. This is a beautiful site and beautiful thing, benefit to the community.
Yes.
I don't know how you do it with
Yeah.
like only $2,000 and hundreds of hours of your own time.
And
to do
AI,
it.
I guess, for the website interface,
Yeah.
right? Did you use a lot of AI to do that? Just for
Yes.
the user interface?
Yeah, for the front end.
Yeah.
Like 95% AI code.
Wow.
With
okay.
me editorial review. Yeah.
Right,
So,
right. And then documenting in hindsight.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's look at some charts.
So, my favorite site. Oh, are you going to do the thing?
Here it is. No.
That's fine. We can skip it, dude. For real, we can skip it. We can go straight to it. We don't need the intro. My favorite site, and has been for a long time. This is what I use for my portfolio tracking. Hexgeta has been great, super responsive to any questions. I would really encourage you to dig around in the settings. It's super fun as far
Yes.
as like the time machine mode to kind of get an idea of what stakes might be worth in the future. Play around with the pricing, if you have some moon math of what you think things might be at a future date, and kind of see what your portfolio is, especially in times like these when we need all the hopium we can get. It's nice to manipulate the numbers on screen and make it look like your portfolio is not on fire. So this is their head page here. Sadly, we have gained 0 and then some. Some big dumpers recently. CryptoSolve, one of my favorite follows on X, showed us where some of that dumping activity was coming from.
Oh, where is it? Can you?
Yeah, somebody that bridged in
check
555 Ethereum once, right? Sort of
Yeah, one of
LARPing
those
as
guys.
RH.
Yeah, he
But,
was selling at a loss, and then there's some other dumpers that have capitulated recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be more blood to come. They don't seem to be very cognizant of where supports and resistances are. They're just getting out. So that's where we are going to see on our charts in a moment. But first, let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the big papa of them all, the first true crypto. We've got the big white ascending channel that goes all the way back here to like 2012. Trust me on that. We got the double top in 21, the pop up after the election, the pop at the inauguration, tried to get back up to it and stay above it again here. So we had several days. I mean, this is a daily chart. So we had several days that we were above that white channel for the first time ever in its history. And as we know, since October of 25, we've been down and to the right, had a slight recovery here, found a new channel within that, this yellow channel that I thought we could hang on to. And then, the next big push down in January was where we are now. And then we're trying to stabilize and recover. Is it a dead cat bounce? Some people are saying, there's people out there like Eric Wall, I think, that are calling for like $31,000 Bitcoin, which I think is insane. I still think that the bottom of this white channel is going to be strong resistance. That's around the 55K mark. We identified this little uptrend here last week. We are a bit below that now on the daily, but I mean, this can all be kind of messed with a little bit, right? I mean, you can kind of play with it to get all the touches you need. So we're still getting a touch there, and then if you tweak that just a touch, we're right at the bottom of this new channel. So if we were to break down, Papa, what's the move?
The
girth of the
circumference of the girth of the shaft. Yeah.
Exactly. So basically, if you break a parallel channel, it usually will move the length, or I'm sorry, the height of the channel, or the girth, as we like to say, because we're dirty old men. So basically, if we did get
dirty.
Or just he's just dirty. Oh yeah, he's
dirty Peter.
Look back
literally.
His hair is much more gray.
It is, but it's funny because they say 55 to 58K is the mining cost or electricity cost to mine a Bitcoin. So that would in fact would make sense for that to be the ultimate low. But I think the bottom is in.
We will see. And, just like when, a couple of weeks ago when we had this big red candle down and I said, be careful, we might not get all the way to 5,500. We could get front run. And we had this huge recovery the very next day. I think it was like 17, 18%. So we kind of chopped sideways since then. We've held on to some of that recovery. But right now we're kind of in a precarious spot with this other little daily channel that's working out. If that was to break down, that would take us down to around 58K. So again, short of the target of 55. So I think anything north of 55, we're okay. Right. And then it's just a matter of some consolidation and some sentiment change, some regulation change, some broader macro change, whatever time. Right. So, I think it's, later this year, I think we're going to see everything do remarkably better than we are now. I think the bottom is very near in. Wouldn't be the first time I've said that. But, as far as the macros are looking, it seems very sound. So actually, let's go ahead and just go straight to ETH, just so we can look at the big boys first. With Ethereum, and this one doesn't want to move around for me, but basically this is a daily chart as well. Similar structure to Bitcoin. We've got this uptrending yellow channel, and we're right at the base of it, right? So the breakdown of that, we'll have to eyeball it because this one is not responding. The breakdown of that would take us down to its support, which would be around, I'm going to have to eyeball it here, around 17,000, 1750. Oh, there we go. Now it's moving. So yeah, so if we got the full breakdown of this one, it would take us down around 17,000, or I'm sorry, 1,700, excuse me, 1,700, 17,000. I think this would be an entirely different conversation.
Yep.
1,700 on Ethereum if we get the breakdown. But ideally we hang on to the support here at the bottom of this little uptrending channel and can start marching our way forward and see how it plays out. Ultimately, we want to get above this orange channel, which is around 3,800. I could see that happening later this spring into the summer. And then it's a matter of, what that measured move will be going up. I've had calls as high as $12,000 to $15,000. I still think that that's within the realm of possibility before this cycle is out. Although the cycle is kind of different this time, whether you like it or not. So
there's
moving
no
over to
cycle for ETH.
I think it's more, Cairo kind of nails it. It's like, I think it's more about money flow and liquidity globally is a bigger determinant.
Nobody has money, by the way.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, right? You don't, you're less likely to go to the casino if you can't pay rent, right? Or
Las Vegas is dead, they say, right?
Yeah. So
not
so
too
all
many
those
holiday
things-
makers.
They also did away with the $15.99 prime rib
Prime
beautiful
rib
thing.
steaks.
It's like I
Years
heard,
ago.
I heard that like every coffee shop offers prime rib now for like $35-$40.
Yeah.
So why go to Vegas if not for cheap cafe in the casino? Doesn't make sense anymore.
No. They're making money coming and going out there. So moving on to our beloved tokens. TradingView still doesn't have their shit together, so I'm having to use the powered by TradingView on Deck Screener for EHEX, which only takes us back to basically when Pulsechain started. So we are in this white descending channel since back in December of 24. And we are very much like we saw on the big boy charts on Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're right at support, right? So, hopefully we can hold here. This is a new all-time low currently for EHEX since Pulsechain has launched, right? So the all-time low is way down here, which is the quadruple 055-ish.
Let's visit it. Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully we don't go way down there. I certainly hope we don't do that.
I haven't seen that price for years.
No, nor have I, and nor do I ever want to again. So we'll see. So hopefully we can find some support here. This seems, a little nervy, but look what happened here the other times we were on that bottom. We got big recovery, chop.
I'm sorry, Toby, one moment.
Yes.
It would be interesting. Well, from my perspective, it would be interesting to see a combined price of Hex, both Hexes versus all-time low for EHEX. Wouldn't that be interesting to see exactly how far we are from all-time low?
On TradingView before it broke, you could do that. So now that is not an option, but you can play around. Maybe. I keep doing my support ticket. I hammer them at least once a week, to follow up with my support ticket. If any of the rest of you use TradingView or especially if you're a subscriber to TradingView, I would reach out to them and complain because that seems to have worked in years past, but it takes them a long time to unfuck things. So moving over to PHEX, Hex on Pulsechain. Very similar structure, right? Here we are, bottom of this channel, right at support. We are at a new all-time low on Hex on Pulsechain. We just wicked up from it. We dipped down to, what's that low? 001316. And we are at 1417 currently, so we're a little off the low. Hopefully we can continue with this. This is a weekly, by the way. It's a weekly, so I have stronger confidence in charts that are longer time frame. You can go down to the daily and kind of see more of that action of bounce. But if you can see a trend on a weekly, it typically is more sound than if you're looking at like a 15-minute chart. You see somebody talking about an hourly chart or even a 4-hour chart is like, I don't know. I call those crackhead charts because it's like anything can happen. And
No,
it's
it
like,
has to be at least a daily chart. But you
Yeah, at
see
least
here,
a daily.
remember all these guys who said PHEX is the winner? There you go.
So we'll see. I mean, nothing's the winner at the moment, but time is on our side. We're closer to a turnaround than we've ever been, right? I mean,
I love that.
Woohoo!
dude, the eternal nauseating optimist that I am. That's why I wore the green shirt today. I'm like trying to manifest.
Yeah, we have to sell some hopium around these parts.
So here's Pulse. This one is a bit concerning, and
Looks great.
So basically, we had the orange channel from the inception, right? And typically, I like to go from candle bodies. So
can you switch to monthly?
We can do that. Give me a second, and we'll look at the weekly first. So basically, if we're looking at this trend as we broke through the orange channel, it's you start to try to make sense of things. You're looking for other patterns. You're looking for other areas of potential support. One of the things, oh gosh, I can't think of his name now. Wolf, Saint Wolf. He goes by wicks. Wicks are kind of like outliers, in my opinion. It's like, you can see some more extreme behaviors in wicks. But if you're really trying to get like a better sound idea, I really prefer candle bodies. But in this instance, it's like, okay, well, maybe if we go by the wicks, it'll give us some indication of where we're going since we broke the bottom of that orange channel. And lo and behold, following that line down, we were right at it and are currently just below it. Right. So, and then also because we're looking for structures within structures, I've got this descending white parallel channel that we have multiple touches on the bottom, multiple touches on the top. So I feel like that's a pretty sound channel. Currently, we're below that red channel, which is concerning. However, we are staying within this new white channel. So this could be a fake out. Like if we go to the daily, how are we on daily? On the daily, we're wicking off of it quite nicely. So this could be a bit of a fake out on the red. Like a bear trap, if you will. So, ideally, I would like to see a nice turnaround here, get above this midline, back above the red line, ideally back into the top of the white channel, and ideally back into the orange channel. So we'll see how it plays out. All of this stuff is driven by macro forces, I think, more than anything else. Obviously, we've got some dumpers in the ecosystem. The liquidity is really thin, so you're going to get more aggressive moves in either direction. That's why limit orders, Hexgeta, are great for the ecosystem because it takes out some of that volatility.
Hexgeta.
Excuse me. I like what's Geta? What's that stuff? Papa, you know this.
Geta is a Japanese sandal.
It's a French DJ.
What is it? Geta, Goetta. It's like a weird sausage.
Geta, the philosopher.
Juta.
Entirely different. Not a sausage. That guy is not a sausage. Okay, so moving over to Pulsechain.
Shout to Saint Wolf who is streaming over us. Can you believe people actually typing this here in our chat?
Wow.
I don't know. Saint Wolf's on by.
See you around, Eddie. Don't let the door hit you in the eyes, pal.
Saint Wolf is a friend of the show, for God's sake.
Jesus Christ. No respect in the game anymore.
No respect. No respect.
Here we go. Yeah, no respect, I tell you. No respect. Come on, here we go. So Pulsechain, before I even see it, it's going to be very similar, right? So we did break below the midline of this, which, had been really strong support for pretty much the life of the chart. We had only got down to the bottom of its orange channel one time, which was early in Pulsechain's history back in September of 23. Had multiple attempts at the top and then rolled over. So this has held up pretty well compared to Pulsechain. We have formed a new all-time low. Previous all-time low was 5071.57. We are currently at 5069.96, but we are wicking off of the low. So the low was 5065.50. So again, looking to maintain the structure that we are in. This is on a weekly as well. So, if we can stay in this little yellow channel that we've identified, that would make me feel better. If we do get a breakdown of that channel, then, we're looking at the girth of the channel so we can get an idea of where that measured move might take us. And that would be pretty ugly. And that would get us down around 5048, which would be like another, what percentage move down from here? But I mean, that would, that's another 30%. I don't see that kind of major capitulation coming. I think a lot of the people that are getting out are out. And, we'll see. But CryptoSolve, I think that one of the accounts that he was talking about that made this recent big candle down still had about 700K in play. So,
and nobody's buying right now.
Liquid loans, is it?
Everybody.
We need whales
Say it. Liquid loans. Liquid loans.
Whales are dumping, man. Just
Hey,
look at the wallets.
I have mixed feelings about dumpers. It's like, I think it's short-sighted because it's like, obviously they don't have the belief in the long-term vision of what we've all kind of, been talking about for years now, and what we really hope for the future of DeFi and crypto in general and world finance, personal freedoms. So it's frustrating in that regard. But at the same time, it's like, they took the risk, they put their money up, they wouldn't have coins to sell if they never bought. So, maybe some of them are selling at a profit, maybe some are selling at a loss, but ultimately at the end of the day, if you believe it's like in freedom of speech, right? It's like freedom of speech. I don't have to like what you're saying, but I respect your right to say it, right? So it's the same kind of thing. It's like, I would prefer you just hold and like let things calm down and see and enjoy the rocket ship up with us. But you know what? I'm not going to be too remiss if you are off the boat and we are sailing into the sunset.
Of course.
That's like,
but maybe they're foreseeing another black swan, like with the Iran geopolitical. If that kicks off, that'll tank the markets for short term, but maybe that's what they...
Exactly.
No, Jesus.
My Palantir stock will do fine.
Nobody trusts the
war
Richard
starts to
because he's
go,
fat.
if there is war, and I mean, I would prefer police action or some short-term type of skirmish that would just crush the regime in Iran personally. That is what we're all looking for. Shout out to my diaspora brothers and sisters in our community. My mishpucha. I'll tell you now that every time there's a touch off of real kinetic activity, gold and silver, gold primarily goes freaking skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And right. And then as it pulls down, that flows back into security, normal market. So believe it or not, war is great for the economy. Right.
But today's all sideways. Like gold is sideways, silver is sideways, stock market sideways.
We're waiting to see.
Oil is pumping, of course. Oil is pumping.
Yeah,
and Pulsechain is dumping.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, but we pointed out why, right? So I mean, that's the thing that gives me a little more confidence, because we have such a broad group of people that are really intelligent and keeping an eye on keeping us informed on these things, like Hexgeta, like CryptoSolve and others in the community. Geta, goddamn it, Geta, like a jeter.
Either way,
like a jeter, but he's a Geta.
Cheating. He's not a
cheater.
All right, let's wrap it up here.
Right, so
wait. I want ETH. Can we see ETH, please? After
the clownfish, we did ETH already. Are you not paying attention?
Oh, I'm delusional today. I don't understand.
I'm telling you, take your nootropics, Grandpa.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking at ink now. The previous.
You're right, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yikes! The previous all-time low was broken. I was very proud because I nailed this one, right? Like I nailed ink and bought some at that price, and unfortunately, I did not scale out as it went back up. But now we are below that. We're currently at 39.46. The previous all-time low was 39.79, I believe, and we wicked all the way down to what is that? 39.46. Nope. 36.91. Yeah. So pretty low dip, well off the bottom of this channel. You could play around with these two just to kind of like give yourself a little hope, right? I mean, it's as much as an art as a science. So, you could kind of work it this way and kind of come to these candle bodies. And then in that case, it kind of is more in line with what we've seen with all the other charts, which is like we're right at support, right? So, a breakdown from here could take us to hopefully not the bottom of this yellow channel, but precariously close. It could take us down to as low as 22 cents, which would be I think that would be insane. Ideally, we can, find some support here where our previous all-time lows were. We're near that now, and start to curve our way back up and get a breakout of this channel, and maybe come up here and test this 21-day moving average, exponential moving average, and get us back up around 80 cents. So, I mean, that's the thing, is like the moves up can be just as explosive as this bleed out down. It's just a matter of buyers returning, confidence returning, and the macro improving. So that's it.
That's it. Awesome.
Well
In
done.
closing, I want to go around the room. When Hex Siren sort of posted this very dramatic post of hers of capitulation, which, had 140,000 views, and a lot of people feel in a similar way right now. Richard then came out and posted this picture. What does it mean to you, Hexgeta? What do you see here?
God. On the spot. I was confused when I first saw it, for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the opposite of like how everyone is feeling right now. So,
it's like stay the course, and he's like, focus on what you have, not what you don't. Focus on the future. Then again, driving in a GMC car, which is not that luxurious, I think.
Don't squeeze the steering wheel so hard that your veins are going to explode.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is me going to the hospital because of the high blood pressure.
The high blood pressure. Yeah, that could be it too. Toby, what did you think when you saw this?
I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know. You are more of a tea leaf reader than I am. It's like I do not get into that as much. But it's
you
like,
do TA, Toby. You are a tea leaf.
That's
reader.
different. That's crystal ball.
Don't lie
that's
to
crystal
yourself,
ball
man.
horoscopes for men. That's different. But I mean, to me, I just, I take it verbatim for what he's saying. It's like, focus on what's ahead, not behind. Because it's like, you can't, it's like a psychology professor of mine when I was getting my degree said once, hey, you got 1 foot in yesterday, 1 foot in tomorrow, and you're shitting all over today. Right. Which is like just a great analogy of like how people live. So I try to not put too much energy in the past because you can't change it. And I try to not put too much energy in the future because by and large, you can't change it. Right. So it's like, I try to do the best I can in any given moment. Try to inform people here with you guys, give a little levity, shoo away the boo birds. There's enough of them. That's easy. That's low hanging fruit. If you want to be out there and be a negative guy and, be gloom and doom, good luck. I mean, that seemed like a boring life to me. You want to call me, pie-eyed and overly optimistic. Okay. I've been called worse. It's fine. But I think, the reason that a lot of us are, for me at least, the reason I got in this is because I believe in DeFi and the power of DeFi and change the money, change the world. It's like those things aren't just words to me. It's some of it's tech, some of it's money, right? And it's like, and ultimately, I would like to never go back to fiat. I would love to be in a world where our hex staking ladders could do what they are intended to do, which is you can scrape the yield off your ladder for the rest of your life, and that's your retirement. Right? So I think that's not outside the realm of possibility. People are going to look for yield. I think that we talked about this at length in previous streams. I think there are plenty of levers that can be pulled as time goes on to increase those yields and make those things more attractive and keep more money in our ecosystem. And we'll see how it plays out. I mean, It is what it is. And, for the record, not financial advice. I've scrounged some more dry powder, and I personally will be trying out Agorex, and I will be doing some purchasing at these levels.
That's right. Be like Hexgeta, who continues to build in the bear market, right? That's
I mean, I bought every other bottom, right? It's like, might as well buy this bottom. It's like, fuck it.
Why not?
Oh, that's right. Well, thank you, Hexgeta, for coming on. Follow at Hexgeta on the X, everybody. AgoraX.win is the new OTC marketplace limit order functionality, or plscharts.com. Links are down in the description. Or you can be like us and continue streaming, right, Peter?
Yes.
Actually, next week we're doubling down. We give you 2 shows next week.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt for a second? I'm on pulsecharts.com, and we were on the 24-hour. On the hourly, which is how long the show's been going about, we're green. We're up 5.5%.
See,
on
we
the
did it.
4.5% up on
made
Pulse
it.
3.5% on Pulse. Hex on Pulsechain's up 7%. EHEX 4%. Green candles, baby. The green shirt
Awesome.
work.
All right. Well, we don't have that many viewers today. I don't know where everybody is. I mean, Saint
I
Wolf.
went to Saint Wolf.
Saint Wolf is
He's got
streaming
green
live, so
candles
you want to
to
go over
show
there. He has a stream on titled "Richard Hart the Scammer Sinks Pulsechain." Right, so that's the title of his
Well, that's
stream,
just to
so
get eyeballs.
That's that's what he's working with. So we bring you the raw tech stuff here on Pulsechain. So next week, 2 shows. We're live on Thursday with Brandon from Rex to Riches, friend of the stream.
Well,
And on Saturday, we do a special episode on Saturday, you guys. Same time with the Creed of Crypto. Crypto Ewok and BB are coming onto our trenches over here. So this is like the Clash of the Titans next week, Saturday. The only 2 regular weekly streams left, which is not a good thing. but that's the state of affairs right now.
Two last regular streams together in one show, so it's the last regular stream.
Wow. Hexgeta, any last words? Anything you like to share with the community?
Just thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for building. At least someone is doing something.
And without a token,
Richard?
Without a token botched onto it, which is what we like.
Yeah, you should do a sacrifice, man.
I sacrifice Peter.
I would support that. All right, you guys. So today we have a...
Thanks, DJ Nom Nom, for all your abuse in the chat. Don't think I don't read every one of your beautiful comments. Oh, that one's positive. Thank you, DJ
That's a
Nom.
positive one. That's
Me and my
good.
blue chews. Thanks.
All right, you guys. We see you on the next one. Smash the likes, follow up, and we have a special outro for today. Check this out.